This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
And good evening. Welcome to Grady Newsource. I'm Jared Eggleston. Inequities in our healthcare system have brought new challenges in how we address the COVID-19 pandemic. An organization in Athens has partnered up with Hodgkin's Pharmacy to give vulnerable populations in Athens and surrounding areas a chance to get a vaccine with no questions asked. Grady Newsource reporter Adalberto Solis has more on how this could affect the immigrant community.
So I woke up Sunday morning to an email saying that I was getting 1,000 shots.
Canopy Studios is partnering up with Hodgkin's Pharmacy to vaccinate people this Saturday, April 10th. The pop-up location will be at Canopy Studios from 1 to 5 p.m. Reba Neves, pharmacist and manager of Hodgkin's Pharmacy, wants vulnerable populations such as non-citizens or those in the homeless community to sign up for these vaccines.
The vaccine drive is designed to make it available to people who have a hard time getting vaccinated or have a hard time crossing some of those barriers.
While access to COVID-19 vaccines are available to everyone, regardless of immigration status, a majority of immigrants are hesitant because of the misinformation being spread around.
That affects them the most is whether or not they will be their immigration status will be reported if they go and take a vaccine.
The federal government has indicated that vaccine information will not be used for immigration enforcement. There are other barriers that cause immigrants not to get the vaccine. They face challenges such as lack of flexibility at work, childcare demands, and language literacy. Canopy Studios is remedying one of those problems, language literacy. The nonprofit dancing studio has spread the word to immigrant organizations such as Immigrant Rights Coalition and Casa de Amistad to give vulnerable immigrants the possibility to get vaccinated. To sign up for a vaccine for yourself or for someone else, visit the link displayed right below me. And for now, this is the only pop-up location that will be available. From Grady Newsource, this is Adalberto.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is taking a stand against vaccine passports. That's an immunity certificate used as proof of vaccination. Governor Kemp tweeted his opposition against any kind of state-mandated vaccine passport yesterday afternoon, followed by other tweets exclaiming, "Not in Georgia." Governor Kemp still highly encourages Georgians, though, to get vaccinated. You can book your appointment over at myvaccinegeorgia.com. Well, live music and concerts will be returning sooner than you might have expected. Grady Newsource reporter Zach Miles is live from the Georgia Theater on their big announcement. Zach, what's going on?
Thanks, Jared. If you look right behind me, these doors lead to a silent Georgia Theater, but hopefully music will be filling the space. The Georgia Theater announced its return to live in-person concerts beginning September 10th. Now, the announcement does come during the COVID-19 pandemic. Georgia Theater hopes that there will be a return to normalcy by then, and they hope to pack out the theater with 100+ people. I got the opportunity to sit down with Chase McGee, who's the general manager of WUOG 90.5 FM, to hear his reaction and the station's reaction to the news.
It's like one of the big heartbeats here in Athens. And Georgia Theater is, I think, probably the most prominent venue here in town. So to have that sitting empty, to walk by it every day and see it empty felt like part of the town was gone. So to hear that shows are coming back, I think it made everyone on the station very happy. We're hoping to get out and see some shows pretty soon, fully vaccinated.
With the excitement from the on-campus radio station, the pandemic still looms. It's uncertain how many more vaccinations will roll out and how safe things will be come September. For now, the CDC states on their website that all large events, including specifically concerts, should be avoided. Jordan Stepp from Athens Music Junkie understands the concerns of COVID-19 after barely leaving their residence for the past year. Although they're excited to attend in-person concerts, they need to get used to actually going to in-person events.
My first reaction was definitely one of hope, and a little bit of hesitation on my part because it means I have to actually go places again. So that's it. It's exciting. It's exciting, and it's definitely something that I'm hoping will be the start of a new trend.
Georgia Theater declined an interview, but they also declined to talk about the reopening. I would expect, though, soon that there will be more events added to their schedule. I'm live here from Georgia Theater. I'm Zach Miles, and back to you, Jared.
Zach, thanks for that. One man's junk could be another teacher's treasure, especially at the Athens Teacher Reuse Store, where local educators can get materials they need for the classroom free of cost and help the environment while doing so. Grady Newsource reporter Lauren Swinson went down to the facility to check it out for herself.
Resources are really tight in education. It's hard to get money to buy things.
$459 is the average amount teachers take out of their own pockets and put into their classrooms every school year. 75 tons is the average amount of waste the Athens-Clarke County Recycling Facility processes every single day. The Athens Teacher Reuse Store exists to lower both numbers.
One of our main goals is to reduce the amount of waste going to the landfill, and so we're particularly focused on what can we take from both individuals and businesses that might otherwise just end up getting thrown away and be able to rehome it to teachers who need it.
Have any old VHS tapes, maybe some trophies, a bike, or even empty balance gift cards and have no idea what to do with them? Bring them down to Abigail Wright. The Athens Teacher Reuse Store is part of CHARM, the Center for Hard to Recycle Materials. The two initiatives even share a building. This way, materials donated to the reuse store that Abigail can't put on her own shelves can be taken just 2 garage doors down to CHARM and recycled the proper way. And vice versa. CHARM workers also sort through their materials looking for cool items that their local teachers could use in the classroom.
Any kind of school supplies, art supplies, stuff that could be creatively reused, you name it. I get inquiries from people, and usually I'll tell them, well, at least try it.
The best news for teachers? Everything's free. Yes, even that iPad. And with the pandemic requiring teachers to multiply their supplies so that each student can have their own, free is a relief, especially when it has to come out of their own pockets.
I know from here alone, even today, I have one more Uno deck in my hand. And since we can't really have a draw pile, and you can't take from a student's discard pile, if I have 3 students playing together, there is a way that we can all play cards, but we all have our own deck now.
Miss Ton hit the jackpot and picked up her 7th and final Uno deck from the store, so she could do something as simple as play cards safely with all of her students.
Everything that's in here would have been destined for the landfill, but instead of it not being used and going to a landfill and cluttering up, more space, it can be cleaned, properly stored, and be put to use by my students.
The Athens Teacher Reuse Store is open to educators in Clarke, Barrow, Jackson, Madison, Oconee, and Oglethorpe counties on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 2 to 6:30 p.m. And all you have to bring is your teacher ID card. That's right, no cash, credit card, or appointment required. I'm Lauren Swinson, Grady Newsource.
And starting today, the Athens Teacher Reuse Store will also be open to creatives like artists, students, hospitals, and teachers outside of the community on the first Wednesday of every month. Pre-registration, though, is required for these days, so to sign up and get your pick of supplies, go to accgov.com/TRS. Well, after the break, we'll see how construction of a new shopping center will affect businesses in the surrounding area.
Hello. Hi. I'm from Blue Hill Stonebarns. We brought a meal for you, and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again?
Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come on in.
Brochettes with sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, they're the end pieces of the zucchini, and they're the cores that we cut away. Not to mention zucchini flour. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that... Oh.
Again?
I'm here to bring you your 3rd course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
We'll have a little zucchini stem pasta. A different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it.
This is delicious.
What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit SaveTheFood.com.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Laughing too hard at one of your colleagues' jokes at the office party? He's not even funny. Warning sign. Those drinks are probably going to your head. Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving.
They call me MAXIE, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high-five.
Going where? After. Athens Clarke County Police is warning locals about new paving details causing traffic delays to Piedmont Athens Regional Hospital on King Avenue. The Athens Clarke County Police Department released an advisory yesterday morning encouraging drivers to use an alternate route and to drive safe. Earth Day is right around the corner, and Grady Newsource reporter Jessica Green shows us how the Georgia Museum of Art is helping families celebrate.
Starting tomorrow, families in Northeast Georgia can pick up Family Day to Go Earth Day kits from the Georgia Museum of Art.
I love the idea of giving out art supplies, but also doing things that kind of impact our community in positive ways.
The Georgia Museum of Art hosts Family Day once a month to engage with families in the community in a fun and educational way. Museum curator Sage Kincaid says before the pandemic, the event drew about 200 to 300 people to the museum. Family Day to Go was created so that families could still learn safely about art from their homes.
So for this one, we're focusing on environmental art by an artist named Patricia Layton. So her art is sort of encouraging people to look more closely at nature and kind of connect with the environment.
Hillary Brown and her family have participated in Family Day for about 9 years. She likes that the material that comes in the kits is simple and replicable for families who aren't able to pick one up, making art literacy more accessible.
I mean, they love it. They miss going in person, definitely. So this is nice because it gets them not watching TV and playing on tablets and so on and doing something with their hands.
This month's kit includes an oak sampling, sunflower seeds, art supplies, and a guide on environmental art. Jessica Green, Grady Newsource.
This Friday, Movimiento Latino will be taking place via Zoom due to COVID-19. Grady Newsource reporter Kelly Venegas has more on the event and how it will expose participants to diverse individuals and locations throughout UGA.
Led by the Office of Institutional Diversity, the University of Georgia will be hosting a day-long event, Movimiento Latino, a visitation program. Hispanic, Latinx identifying admitted students will receive an email invitation to participate. Students will have the opportunity to interact with various UGA faculty, staff, students, and campus leaders. Customer Success Specialist at Twitter, Diana Marquez, is an alumna that will be in the Spanish-speaking panel and has also participated in this program in 2015.
I'm first gen, so my parents had no idea about how to navigate the college experience. But the programming was what made UGA become my home, because they really broke down all the knowledge that my parents needed for me to be successful in college.
The purpose of this event is to expose students to diverse individuals and locations throughout the campus that will assist them in their decision to commit to UGA. Assistant Director of Student Initiatives, Marcus Dexter, said that this is his favorite event of the year because of the community that has developed from helping students find a sense of belonging in the institution.
To see so many families and students who are present, and they're engaging in a program at an institution like UGA, based within their culture and community and their own language, just warmed my heart.
Out of the 15,350 already admitted class of 2025 students, 37% of them are minorities. In 2019, 5.5% of students were Hispanic Latinx out of the enrolled 35,180. Meanwhile, the latest studies show that 9% of the Georgia population is of the Hispanic Latinx community. Gabriela Miranda is a senior and a part of the Hispanic Latinx community at UGA and believes that representation is important for students who are starting college.
So I think diversity is super important and directly helps a person's academic career, their future career, their mental health. I think it just kind of correlates back to like so much.
Movimiento Latino will take place on Friday at 1 to 8 p.m. via Zoom. Grady Newsource, Kelly Venegas.
Still ahead, Grady Newsource reporter Katie Fugit will have a look at your weather forecast and news on fire danger here in Northeast Georgia.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like you.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for them. Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did Cavs go on vacation? New York.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire? Only you can prevent wildfires. And now, the weather.
This is Katie Fugit with your Grady Newsource weather. Be sure to get out and enjoy the sunshine this afternoon before thunderstorms hit northeast Georgia starting tomorrow. Sunny weather today will reach a high of 83 degrees and drop tonight to 58 degrees with light winds. As we look at upcoming weather through the end of this week, have your umbrellas and rain boots ready. Thunderstorms are expected to last through Saturday, with temperatures reaching the mid to high 70s and dropping to the high 50s. A hazardous weather outlook from the National Weather Service shows that high fire danger conditions are in place across Georgia this afternoon and early evening due to a combination of low humidities and dry fuels in regions including the Northeast area. As Northeast Georgia has seen dry weather advisories lately, controlled burns help reduce the risk of wildfires by getting rid of flammable fuels like dry weeds. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources is advising Northeast Georgia residents to be aware of a controlled burn today in Tallulah Gorge State Park. Fire managers are following fire and safety protocols, including smoke management, to minimize the impact of smoke on sensitive populations. This has been Katie Fugit with your Grady Newsource weather.
Still ahead, Grady Newsource reporter Irena Plunkett tells us about the head coach that just scored big. Stay with us.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How would you not love him?
And now, sports.
I'm Irena Plunkett with your Grady Newsource Sports. Baylor fans copped that dub yesterday as they won against Gonzaga in the NCAA championship games. The Bears came out roaring as they denied Gonzaga in their undefeated season. Jumping out to a double-digit lead in the first 4 minutes, the Bulldogs were crushed 86-70. The historic national championship win marks a first for Baylor. Things might have gotten a bit greener for head coach Joni Taylor, who scored big on a recent contract extension. The head coach of the Georgia Lady basketball team is slated to still coach here up until calendar year 2027. Taylor also accepted a pay raise of about $100,000. UGA President Jared Moorhead says that he's looking forward to Taylor coaching the Lady Bulldogs for many years to come. Golf fans are in for a treat, as this week marks the beginning of the 2021's Masters Tournament. First up on the green at 8 a.m. is Michael Thompson against Hudson Swafford. Tickets are limited, but are also sold out. That's all for us here at Grady Newsource Sports. Thanks for teeing up with us. I'm Irena Plunkett. Back to you, Jared.
Irena, thanks for that. When we come back, find out what to expect with the emergence of periodical cicadas coming right here to Northeast Georgia.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
I'm a single mother, and I was the main one working, so I never thought that I could go back to school, you know? My sister, my mother, everybody wanted to help me with my kids. I could not have gotten my diploma without my family.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90-mile-per-hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
A swarm of periodical cicadas called Brood X are expected to take over in the next few weeks with their overly loud noise.
Well, unfortunately, they're not going to be this far south. We're anticipating that they will occur only in the northernmost tier of counties in Georgia. So probably we're going to have to make road trips to the North Georgia mountains if we want to see and hear and experience the periodical cicadas this year.
According to Professor Hinkle, they will begin to emerge this month and be gone in the next 4 weeks. The cicadas have bright red eyes, black bodies, and orange wings. They sing during the day, and male cicadas use their calls to attract females for mating. There's nothing to worry about, though, because they are harmless and cannot bite or sting. The Barrow County Farmers Market is now accepting SNAP and electronic benefit transfer food stamps to help and aid people with food insecurity. This Saturday marks the second year of the market and will allow farmers the opportunity to connect with other farms and the community at large. 7 local farms will be in attendance behind the courthouse in downtown Winder starting this Saturday with live music and a ribbon cutting ceremony at 8:30. The market will remain open every Saturday through November 20th. Jackson County Sheriff's Department gears up to host a charity golf tournament in May. Grady Newsource reporter Madison Castle tells us how the event and community has impacted lives.
Every year, Jackson County hosts an annual golf tournament to raise money and awareness for Georgia Sheriff Youth Homes, a nonprofit organization for neglected and at-risk children. The development officer for Georgia Sheriff Youth Homes says these kids are given access to shelter, education, and necessary resources.
And we raise them as if they're our own children. Send them to school, ball practice if they're into sports, church, just like you would your own child.
Leather says the organization is funded by community fundraisers and donations. All of the money donated is directed towards the children in these youth homes. The youth homes have a 100% high school graduation rate and help kids decide if they would like to attend secondary school fully paid for. According to the Prevention Child Abuse Georgia organization, Georgia is ranked 38th in the nation for child well-being. 63% of victims are neglected, while 13% suffer multiple forms of child abuse.
The important part of it is conditioning, the conditioning aspect of it, that they're keeping them focused on their schoolwork and positive interactions with people.
There are around 30 to 40 fundraising events a year in Georgia, from anything to motorcycle rides, dinners, silent auctions, and Jeep rides. Oftentimes, children who attend these homes cannot be properly taken care for, or they've been abused or neglected. If you or someone you know is experiencing child abuse, please report cases to the Department of Family and Child Services. I'm Madison Castle with Grady Newsource.
And that will do it for us. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Eggleston. Have a good night.
Is a student production of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I love you.
Okay.